to the European Union's move, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps may be blacklisted in the United Kingdom next, as pressure grows on London to match Brussels. Reports say the Starmer government wants to ban the IRGC over Iran's deadly crackdown on protesters, linking the decision to human rights and security concerns. The UK Home Office told The Times that preparations are underway to proscribe the IRGC, indicating the process has moved beyond internal discussion. If approved, the IRGC could be formally designated a terrorist group in the UK after the EU, sharply escalating legal consequences for suspected links. UK police could then be empowered to arrest anyone suspected of working with or assisting IRGC officials, widening the net beyond direct members. Press TV claimed passports could be confiscated and stop-and search could become routine for suspects, portraying the potential ban as a major policing shift. However, reports say Britain's top intelligence agencies oppose proscribing the IRGC, fearing diplomatic fallout and retaliation against UK interests. Even the Foreign Office is reportedly pushing for targeted sanctions on IRGC members instead of a total ban, arguing for pressure that leaves room for diplomacy. The Starmer government's push comes a day after the EU designated the IRGC as a terrorist group, creating momentum for aligned action across Europe. Iran strongly condemned the EU's decision to blacklist the IRGC, framing the move as illegitimate and politically motivated rather than evidence-based. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi called the EU decision a strategic blunder, suggesting Europe is inviting consequences and misreading Iran's resolve. Araghchi also mocked Europe by calling it a declining continent, using dismissive language to argue the EU is acting out of weakness and pressure. Naturally, regional issues are extremely serious at the moment, and we are facing major challenges. The goals stated by the United States and others make it necessary for us to hold closer consultations, review regional developments, and coordinate our positions. We also need to exchange views on how to confront and overcome these challenges. The reality about Europe is that it is a declining continent. It has lost its role on the international stage and continues to lose it every day. I am surprised that they are doing this to themselves. This shows that Europe lacks a proper understanding of the international situation, of developments in our region, and even of its own interests. The decision the EU made regarding sanctions on Iran and the IRGC was a strategic blunder, just like their previous mistake over the so-called snapback. By doing this, they are steadily diminishing their own role in our regional issues. I believe they will soon conclude that this too was a mistake, just as they eventually admitted they were wrong about snapback. Iran's armed forces issued a furious warning to the EU over labeling the IRGC as terrorists, signaling that Tehran views the designation as an escalation. The General Staff of Iran's armed forces accused the EU of being irrational and irresponsible, according to Press TV, portraying Europe as acting recklessly. Iran also accused Europe of moving under pressure from US President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, arguing the decision reflects outside influence. In its statement, Iran's General Staff said, and I quote, "The irrational, irresponsible and hateful action of the European Union has undoubtedly been taken in unquestioning obedience to the hegemonic and inhumane policies of the United States and the Zionist regime, and it reflects the depth of hostility and resentment of the leaders of this group towards the noble nation of Iran, the armed forces and the security and independence of the powerful country of the Islamic Republic of Iran." On January 29th, the European Union added the IRGC to its terror list following the deadly crackdown on protesters, tying the designation directly to internal repression. The EU also sanctioned 6 entities and 15 individuals in Iran, including the Interior Minister, expanding penalties beyond the IRGC designation itself. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said member states agreed to blacklist the IRGC, presenting the move as a unified decision rather than a split compromise.